Hi, my name is Cody and I'm a stock option investor with a 7-figure account who has been trading for 10 years. And I'm here to answer some of your questions about stock investing and stock option. We'll be diving into some of the most common questions of yours to make you a stock option expert. Now make sure you watch all the way to the end because I'll be personally responding some of your comments and questions from my most viral podcast episode with the great humble trader. He's an amateur option trader. Did you do full DD? Warning to anyone considering doing this, there's no free money. If you sell puts and it goes the wrong, you need the money to buy the stock. Selling option is all fun and games until the market rips against you hard. Let me tell you, you guys really didn't go easy on me. So let's get to it. So what is a stock option? So a stock option is a contract where it allows you to buy or sell shares of the stock at a specific price before or at expiration date. An easier way of saying that is it will allow you to control more shares with a limited amount of money. Simpler way to explain it is you can have more flexibility and option to buy or sell the shares you have. How do you make money off of stock options? So there's two ways you can make money. The first one is you can buy a stock option. That's either you buy a call if you think the stock price will go up, or you buy a put when you think the stock price can go down. Now, on the other hand, you can also write, short, or sell an option. And personally, I prefer the latter because I can pay a premium up front and I have a higher chance of winning and spend less time and less stress. So now that you guys all been trained up from a beginner to stock option expert, I'm gonna dive right into the comments where I get from the Great Humble Traders podcast episode. Warning to anyone considering doing this, there's no free money. If you sell puts and it goes the wrong, you need the money to buy the stocks. He says then he can sell calls. No, you won't get paid for calls if the share is going south. Then you might also be forced to sell the shares at a loss, so you double lose. Sorry guys, stick with the shares. That is very true, and that's why you have to be careful on the underlying stocks when you're selling options on. Because selling put options allow you to own the stocks you already want to own at a cheaper price. But that does not prevent the stocks from going to zero. So you really have to pick the stocks that you have done research on and you want to own it for the long term. And now when it comes to buying shares outright versus selling put options to own a shares at a cheaper price, would you rather buy the stocks at the market price, or would you rather get paid a premium up front and potentially own a stocks you want to own anyway down the road? Selling option premium is the way. You can be wrong about direction and still make money. Slow and steady is the game. So fist bump to you, I totally agree. That's why I love this strategy, right? Usually when I sell a put option or even sell a call option, I usually sell it out of the money. That means that there's more chance that I don't have to exercise or outlay the money or have to do anything. I just continue to keep the premium. And this premium serves as the cash flow and also help reduce the chance of the stock goes down and give us a downside buffer. And when you're selling put option, the worst case is that you buy the stocks you want to buy below the current market price. And when you're selling covered call options, and that's when you can potentially sell your shares at a much higher price than you own it at. He's an amateur option trader. Did you do full DD? That means due diligence on his last year's trade before you invited him on? 17,000 BPR to get 193 premium per lot. So selling a 6 lot naked puts would take BPR to circa 102,000, generating 1,200-ish in income in 30 days. That's not going to make anyone rich. The risk/reward is 10 to 1, and that's pretty awful trades even if it's blue chip. Not good quality guests pushing his academy. Hey, I just want to do a little bit of humble brag. I've been featured on the TD Bank webinar 3 times for the last 2 years, and also in chat to be on Tasty Trade and also the NASDAQ. So don't listen to me. I don't think I know what I'm talking about. And I will agree with you on the 10 to 1 risk to ratio part, but also that's not the right way to look at the risk and reward, because the chance of winning when you're selling option on blue chip stocks is a lot higher than buying the stocks outright and waiting for appreciation or buying options. So selling options might not work for people with a smaller account size. It'll be more suitable for people with a high income job and with a bigger account size and really have less time and don't want too much stress managing their consistent cash flow portfolio. I never trade on margin or do naked puts and do not recommend anyone to do it. It's risky to be on the hook to pay money you don't have. You will simply owe it. Much better to sell secured puts based on capital you already have and are willing to put towards those shares. He's right. Hey, I don't need to be right. I I just play with the probability and have seen results over the years. Stock option investing is often deemed more riskier than just stock investing because of the human nature of greed. Remember the marshmallow experience where they put a marshmallow in front of a kid and ask the kid not to touch it when they walk out of the room? Guess what? Most of the kid will do anything possible just to eat that marshmallow. Lick it, flip it around, eat the bottom part, put it back up, and do all that. And that's the same logic when your broker give you the buying power that you don't really have and allow you to invest in money you don't really have. What would people do? Most people overextend and go investing in more things than the money they really have. Because all they think about is I can use the money I don't have so I can double or triple my return. And guess what? This applies to stock investing as well. If you buy Microsoft stock, your broker will allow you to borrow 50% of the money and allow you to invest in something else. And guess what most people would do? They will go and take that 50% and double down on Microsoft or buy something else. On a good year, they double their money. But guess what? If February 2020 happened again where the market dropped by 30%, their account would drop not only 30%, will drop 60%. And it's very likely that their account will get margin call and be forced to sell their position at the worst time possible. So it's a double-edged sword. So it could be risky if you don't know what you're doing. Selling option is all fun and games until the market rips against you hard and blows out your account. Selling options is no less risky than buying options. I will even argue selling options pose more risk than buying. Hey, I really want to hear more and just stop typing over there. I want to hear your argument. But in general, selling options do usually require a bigger account size. However, selling options usually have a higher win rate. On the other hand, when you're buying option, it will give you exponential growth. When you're buying options, it can potentially provide an exponential return. However, your chance at winning is much lower than selling option. A lot of people argue that buying option is less risky than selling option because the maximum amount of money you can lose is the money you put in. However, when you're buying options, you have to be comfortable with the low win rate so that most of the time you will be losing all your money. So the way I approach buying options or selling options is I do both. And here's how I do it. I use selling options on the S&P 500 as a way to replace my income for my lifestyle and expenses. And I also use a medium speed money where I go sell options on individual stocks that I want to buy anyway at a cheaper price. Then I turn around and use all those proceeds where I sell options on S&P or on the individual stocks, and then I go and buy stocks that pays myself a dividend or provide myself an equity growth based on the appreciation. And only when I have a high conviction on the stock direction, then I will use a little bit of the proceeds from selling options to go buy options. So if I'm right on the options I bought, I can increase the return on my overall portfolio. But even if I lose on options I bought, I only lose a small amount of my positive annual return portfolio. Hey, great video. I have a question on how do you validate what other traders say they earn? Is there some way to see their track record or something? That's a great question, because if you want to learn from someone, you only want to learn from someone who is reputable and also share their track record. So before I get on this podcast episode of Shay the Humble Trader, I actually log into my life account and allow Shay to play around with my account before we get on the interview. And I've been sharing all my trades with my community, but even publicly, I've been sharing my life account update for the past 1 year, and I will continue to share my account life updates for the next 10 years. So make sure you like and subscribe, whether you want to follow along my journey or want to laugh at me, and I'll help you run towards your financial freedom. Say yay.